Joining us now to react is author of Woke Army, Asra Nomani. And Asra, I want to start with this, actually. That little soundbite is a good line from Trump, got a huge cheer, of course, in Tuscaloosa. But I think there's something to that, because we've seen these elite institutions disgrace themselves now for a year and a half in particular. And I wonder if there are a lot of employers and others who now might look with suspicion on people coming out of those schools and more interested in students coming out of normal places, sane places. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, I listen to those words with great pride because I am the product also of State University, West Virginia University, Go Mountaineers. Yeah. And what I discovered over my lifetime is that these state universities are protecting something really critical, which is education. And what they do is that they keep as a priority the idea that kids are supposed to get college degrees to get them jobs so that they can contribute to the United States of America. And that's what I was able to get from my degree at West Virginia University. And I think a lot of these state schools are replacing these elite universities because the elite universities have lost their way. You know, they are chasing activism and political agendas instead of education.
On that front, and back to Harvard, we saw that the same day that they released their report and their investigation on anti-Semitism, they had a side-by-side one on Islamophobia. And I'm sorry, do you recall any mobs of anti-Muslim students intimidating people and chanting genocidal slogans? Because I don't remember that happening at Harvard or anywhere else recently.
Yeah, as a Muslim, I can tell you that I was horrified to see that there was this parallelism again constructed that is an inversion, you know, of what is real morality that we should be expressing today. We have a clear anti-Semitism expressing itself throughout the United States and on our college campuses and Harvard University. What has happened is that the Muslim special interest groups want to just have a parallel path with the complaints that are legitimate by the Jewish community. And so thus they equate anti-Muslim sentiments to anti-Jewish movement that is actually happening. But what I'm noticing is that the Muslims and Arabs that are being held accountable for their anti-Semitism are being held accountable for their actions against Jews. They are not being punished for being Muslim or Arab. And so that false equivalency is exactly what these Muslim special interest groups have been trying to do for years. And why do they do it? Because they don't want to confront the very serious problem we have in our Muslim community of an extremism that is spewing hate against Jews, against the state of Israel, and against the West. And as a Muslim, I can tell you that we only bankrupt our Muslim community when we do that. And when these institutions go along with those apologetics, they're doing nobody any favors.
Yeah, it's well said. And I think actually the fact that Harvard commissioned both of those investigations parallel and then released them on the same day, like it's this equivalency, I think it actually proves the problem at Harvard when it comes to anti-Semitism and the institutional capture there. Asra, I know that you also had a comparison between some of the mobs we've seen on campus, the pro-Hamas mobs, and then some other crowds that rallied yesterday, right?
Yeah, you know, I went yesterday to a beautiful place called Freedom Plaza. It's right around the corner from the White House. And you would think that there would be wonderful testimonials to freedom in America. But in fact, for this celebration, for May Day, the celebration for labor unions traditionally, but really for communism and socialism, there is a parallel argument and chant for the destruction of the state of Israel and for the rights of Palestinians to take over the state of Israel. And the debate is really important because just like the Trump administration is going after Harvard University for betraying its 501c3 tax status, those organizations that assembled at Freedom Plaza are also using tax-exempt status for very political and partisan efforts. And one example I'm going to just show you real quick is this group, Freedom Road Socialist Organization. So here they have a very partisan poster, X over Elon Musk, X over Donald Trump. And what do they want to do? Down with the billionaires. And then what's their parallel poster? Stand with Palestine and oppressed working people everywhere. And so this is about the destruction of this of the state of Israel and of America. And just like the Trump administration is going after Harvard University, there is a network of organizations that I now number at 2,000 that are working to destroy the state of Israel and America as we know it.
And they are against Western civilization broadly. It's this dirtbag coalition, I call it, between Islamists and leftists and communists. And you just showed that and demonstrated it right there. Asra, thank you so much. Appreciate it.